Testing.
Buzz.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet. Anchorman.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game! Is this the dagger?
Welcome to the Stepback podcast.
Happy Kobe Day.
So we are...
Happy late Kobe Day.
Yeah, we're recording the day after, so this is the 27th. It'll come out on the 28th. Yeah, it's one day after the 1-year anniversary of Kobe's death. Yeah, we just want to take a little bit of time and try to go over it and maybe try to process some of these emotions and what we felt in the last year. Yeah?
Yeah, dude.
All right. I'll try to start. So, obviously we're in Chicago. I was born in the early 90s, so I grew up as a little kid, a Jordan fan all the time. I liked Iverson, moved into not liking players as much and liking teams as I got older. I rooted for the Bulls. I rooted for LeBron for a while. I never actively rooted for Kobe. I rooted against him. In my heart, I just rooted against him. But it was never because I disliked him or his game.
Dude, the first time
It's a sports thing. It's a sports thing.
The first time I met you, I was like, dude, what do you think of Kobe? And this is like, he's like, what, 2 years out of retirement?
Yeah, I probably said he shot the ball
like,
way
dude,
too much.
Yeah, you're like, dude, one thing I know for sure is he's the all-time leader in missed shots.
Yes,
and
that's
I
true.
was
It's
like,
a true fact.
Yeah, and
he shot them out of a lot of basketball games.
Yeah, but like you got to respect the fact that he has 5 rings and he's an unbelievable bucket and he's just a worse Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. All right, so I mean, yeah, he wins 3 with Shaq. Says, "Give me a big man, I'll win more." Gets Powell. Wins 2, Finals MVP, that's 5. It's 2 Finals MVPs, but 5 rings total. I mean, the guy's the most dominant force. Pretty much, there was like a point in time where we weren't sure who was the best player in the game, whether it was Kobe or LeBron. It's like late 2000s, early 2010s. No, early 2010s, it's solidified LeBron because he goes to Miami in 2010. So it's like late 2000s. LeBron comes to the league 2003. I mean, the guy's the most dominant player up through that Olympic run that they had, right? And, up until he tears his Achilles, let's be honest. I mean, I was one of those people who rooted against him. I don't know if you guys have seen the commercial. If you're listening to this, go on YouTube and type in Kobe Bryant, the conductor. And he's like playing out there in a game and one of the fans yells something at him. It's a fan, and say it's Madison Square Garden. It's a Knicks fan. And the guy's yelling at him and the game like stops and everything goes silent. And Kobe stops and he looks at the guy and he points at him. He like calls on him and the spotlight goes on that fan and the guy stands up and he's confused. And all of a sudden he starts singing about, I've been hating you for the longest time. And then Kobe calls on another fan and then one over there and then one over there and then one over there. And there are all these other fans from all these different arenas that he's played in over the years. And they're singing to him and he is the conductor. And they are singing to him about how much they hate him, but how they've been hating him for 2 decades, 20 years plus and change. And that they have grown to love hating him. Like, they don't want him to retire because he's a part of their sports fandom and a part of their sports identity is rooting against Kobe. It's like that's a legitimate thing in sports. It's like it almost comes with like mixed emotions, especially when you're young. Like, you don't really understand, and then somebody dies, and I'm skipping ahead because after he retires, I think he kind of changed people's opinions of him after he retired, in that the mama mentality thing and the fierce competitor thing was always there. But I think afterwards it was more like fatherhood, and he was done with the game, and he was happy with his place and his legacy that he left in the game, and he seemed content with it, and he seemed happy to raise his daughters and coach them in basketball, and he loved writing and creating and producing, and he won the Academy Award for his short story Dear Basketball, which is just heart-wrenching to watch. You'll watch it and cry. Even now, I've seen it 1,000 times. Last night I was laying on the floor watching Kobe stuff. It's all over my Twitter if you guys want to go read it. It's just, it's weird. It's weird that this person's death still affects me so much. This person who we've never known, who we didn't know. He's not a friend. He's not a peer. He's not an acquaintance. He's just somebody that we watched, albeit for pretty much our whole lives, but still somebody that we watched play a sport. And it has like this, their death has this profound effect on you, and it's lasting, and it doesn't really change, and it hasn't really gotten better. And you think back about that night in the Staples Center when, first of all, you think about the night where LeBron passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list, and Kobe tweets out like, at King James, way to move the game forward, bro, keep going, or something along those lines. And to this day, it's his last tweet because he passes away the next morning. So we went to bed with this awesome feeling of like, wow, LeBron passed Kobe, and Kobe's thrilled for him, talking about moving the game forward and the younger generation, and that's really cool. There's something to be said. Like, that's a positive feeling. And then you wake up the next morning to this devastating news, and it hasn't really gone anywhere. And it's just, it's brutal. You think about like the little kids, man. There were like, 8 people that passed away, and it's, multiple separate family members, and like the kids thing is just brutal, man. It is just, it hasn't gotten any better. And, it's just unreal. I don't know if I like seeing all the Kobe stuff or if I dislike it. Like when my page is just inundated with, everyone sharing their Kobe moments and stuff. Like, I'm not sure if I like it or if I don't like it. Because like sometimes I want to engage in all of it and see all of it and watch all of it and read all of it. And I think that that'll make me feel better. And other times I want to just not look at it. I'm not even sure how to process these emotions because it's weird. I've never had anything like this before. We're like, and now that you can take yourself out of it because you're not actively rooting against the guy because he's not crushing your team every night, and you can just look at the overall scope of his career, and not only his career but his life, and he's just, when I first heard the news, I did not believe it because I just looked at Kobe, and it may sound like this childish fantasy, but I was like, there's no way Kobe will die in a helicopter crash. You guys don't understand who you're talking about. Just give it a minute. He will emerge from the ashes carrying his daughter to safety. Like, you guys don't know who you're messing with here. It's not. And then, obviously time just keeps going by and you realize it is true. It's just, it really is just unbelievable, man. You're talking about a guy that he's obviously one of the most lethal competitors of all time. It's wild that the guy whose game he based his game after might be the only guy who also has that sliver over him in like competitive just killer mindset. Like, it's how ironic is it that like they're not only are they the same archetype player, they're both 6'6" shooting guards, just over 200 pounds. They have the same moves. They have post moves and mid-range pull-ups. Like, they do the exact same thing. But also, they have, like, the same mindset where, like, Kobe's just a sliver under Michael in the physical, tangible skills, and he's also a sliver under Michael in the intangibles, like the mindset and the killer mentality and stuff. It's like, wow, just, like, what a story. What a life to live. His entire life was dedicated to this. And, like, I like that video when he's talking about, wanting to be remembered for, like, surpassing his potential and just giving it everything day and night. And that's why he was able to be happy with where he is and able to walk away with dignity and grace like he did, is because he was so happy with the work that he put in. He knew he could not have done one more thing. He knew he left it out there. He's the epitome of leaving it all out there. It's like, man, and he had obvious God-given talent. He's 6'6", and obviously can jump out of the gym. That's obvious, but like to take a guy who has that much talent and for that guy to be known as this person who's just legendary work ethic, where you go to the gym because you forgot your wallet there, and so you got to go back there at 2 a.m. and you turn on the lights and you see the guys in there shooting, and you're like, this guy, if it wasn't for basketball, this guy might have become a serial killer. Like, this guy's insane. He's out of his mind.
You remember when the baby Mambas or the lady Mambas lost that first game? They lost by 5?
Yeah.
And Kobe's like, yeah, we're coming out there. We're
2 years
by
later,
90.
Yeah. And they get the picture of the girls jumping.
Yeah, and the scoreboard, and
behind
Kobe's
him.
like, you're like, oh my god,
legendary.
this is
dude.
like, someone's got to check on this guy.
And when you look at the scope of his career and his life was dedicated to his craft. Like, there's a clip where he's just staring directly into the camera, and he's like, whatever you do it to be the best of your ability. Whatever you are trying to be the best that you can be. Like, he truly embodied that. Like, that's something that's inspirational. Like, that's something that you can draw inspiration and motivation from, like, in your everyday life. Like, I wrote it on Twitter, like, how was he able to be so consistent with his grind? That is just unbelievable. Like, it's almost doesn't seem human. He's something else, man. He's superstar, doesn't cut it. Legend doesn't cut it. The guy's just an icon, man. He's an icon, and I miss him. I'll always miss him, and rest in peace, Kobe Bean. I got the high school jersey on for him today.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, dude, go ahead. I mean, what do you got?
Dude, so yeah, man. All right, so I remember exactly where I was. I remember exactly what I was doing, exactly where I was. I was in the kitchen. My mom and my dad are cooking, right? My brother's upstairs probably playing Xbox, right? I'm in the kitchen walking around just talking on the phone, whatever. And all of a sudden it's Woj. And I get the Woj notification on my Twitter. It says Kobe Bryant has died in a helicopter crash. And that was unbelievable, bro. And I remember exactly, I was just audibly out loud, was just like, oh my God, Kobe Bryant died. And my dad was like, what? And I was like, yeah, Kobe Bryant's dead.
For some odd reason, it was so hard to believe.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way, man.
Right. Isn't that amazing?
Way. And I still can't believe it. Like, it's
Same.
still like I still can't. It's
Same.
Bro, and I know what you're saying. You're like, it's weird. It is weird, man. The whole thing is weird. Like, the way, like, it's not supposed to happen like that, man. And that's tough. And his daughter, I mean, that's tough, man.
It's like, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's
That's
literally
tough.
like,
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's just terrible, man.
Yeah, but rest in peace, Kobe.
What's your favorite
Kobe
moment?
So before I even get into that, I want to talk about my favorite past Kobe moment. And it wasn't past, but it happened when he retired. You remember the thank you, Kobe?
All the players?
Yeah, bro.
That
is
awesome.
Unbelievable. I remember watching that and just bawling my eyes out. Because they have no idea. LeBron comes out, he's like, Kobe Bean.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's like,
Kobe Bean.
Yeah, all those guys. Man, they're like, dude, thank you for everything you've done for the game. Like, you're the reason why I'm here. You're the reason why I'm playing basketball to this day.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, man. Thank you. And, man, he's impacted so many people, not just basketball, just athletes in general. It's like, bro, they should really make it a holiday. They should really make it like a
like
Kobe
some
day.
sort of thing. Yeah. All right. How about, did you see Isaiah Thomas's posts yesterday?
Unbelievably funny.
It started with like, okay, so it's my first game in the NBA, and it's my first possession of the game. I'm coming off the bench, and there's 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and it's IT's first time down the floor, and Kobe puts this poor little guy in the post on a low block.
IT's 5'9".
That might be tough. He might be like 5'7". They put him at 5'9".
IT's little.
And Kobe's 6'6", like legitimately 6'6". Yeah. And he's backing him down on the low block. And then he hits the turnaround fadeaway. And IT's just like, come on, man. It's my first NBA possession. Like, and then IT goes on to post like another 10 posts on his story about like all the different times he's guarded him. It's just like that one was like a video post where you saw the actual clip, and the rest of them are just pictures. And it'll be like Kobe hitting IT with a cross, and IT like writes the caption. I'll be like, "And what do you think happened on this post? On this play? Bucket, LOL." Like 10 of them in a row.
And then this one,
bucket,
and this one,
bucket. So funny. Dude.
Yeah. I think you guys got the clue.
Yeah, so funny. It's just every single thing was just Kobe getting buckets, man. It's like, man. And then you saw the Iman Shumpert one.
Oh,
he was
dude,
on
that
Hot
was
97.
so funny.
So he's
man.
on Hot 97. You want to explain it?
Yeah, all right. So Iman Shumpert is in his first NBA game. He's
a rookie. He's not in his first game. It's his first time playing Kobe.
Yeah. Okay. It's his first game as a rookie against Kobe in the Garden.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. All right, so they're in the Garden, right? And Shump gets like two steals. He picks Kobe twice.
Through 3 quarters.
Yeah, through 3 quarters. We're 3 quarters through the game. We got a whole another 12 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And Shump is like, he's going back to the huddle. He's like, oh, man, like, we're up 8. Like, we're about to be Kobe. He's thinking about all the guys. He's about to tell back home. Like, dude, I stripped Kobe.
He's like, I'm about to tell my brother. I'm about to tell all my boys. Like, did you see me strip Kobe?
Yeah.
I dunked one on him. I blew by him and
dunked,
put one down on him.
And Shump says, they go back to the huddle, and Kobe goes up to the huddle, and he's
coming out for the 4th quarter.
Yeah. And he goes, good game, young fella.
Yeah, and he smacks him on the ass. Good game, young fella.
Shump looks around, and he's
like looking at the clock.
He's like, wait, we got 12 minutes left. We got a whole quarter.
What is this guy talking about?
Yeah, he's like, all right. So, anyways, he says first possession of the 4th quarter. Kobe's like triple teamed on the elbow.
Yeah.
He's fading away. He throws it off the backboard.
Catches
it to himself. Throws it to the corner. Pow, knocks down a jumper. Shump's like, damn, what you own?
Yeah, that was so funny. You've been regular all game, and now all of a sudden, like, what? Like, that's so Kobe, man.
Gotta watch the video.
Yeah, so type in Iman Shumpert Kobe story.
Please
Go
watch
look
it.
that one up.
Hilarious. But
I like the one where Kendrick Lamar is doing the just be better, 1% better every day, better brother, better mother, better father. That one's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's Kobe, and it's what Kobe taught us. Like, man, it's like the dude was so like inspirational.
There's got to be more done about it.
He's this public icon.
Yeah, like
man.
I think
a global public icon.
Yeah, he was like, wasn't he added to like some museum of most influential people?
I don't know, but that would not surprise me at all.
Yeah, I think I saw
people
that
shout
somewhere.
his name.
Someone check that out and
all the
let
time.
us know.
People shout his name like it's. Man, yeah, man, it's just
How
it's
about
heartbreaking.
Vanessa, man? See, but here's the thing about Kobe that I like the most, man. He related to everybody. You know why? Because he's been on both sides, man. Because remember back that thing in 2000, in Colorado, it's a little shady, man. Mm-hmm. People brush that under the rug. But, I mean, that happened. That occurred, man.
And, like, he used that as a big part of his own story. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And it's tough, man. He's an unbelievable person, human being. I mean, we just lost an awesome human.
He's certainly an inspirational person, man.
Yeah,
it's
like the human race we took a big L there.
And then of course it's not surprising, and I'd like to say because like I play instruments and stuff, like I've been trying to learn music my whole life since I was a little kid, right? It's fun. You play guitar, you play piano. I was in music classes and stuff
right.
growing up as a kid. Kobe, there's this school of thought. It's like an ancient Chinese proverb. I forget what it is, but I know that it translates to like roughly to the idea of like, I know what it translates to. It translates to once you know the way, you will see it in all things. So, and what that means is once you know what it takes to become great at something, like truly great at something, like expert level mastery of your craft, like Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours level mastery of your craft. If you understand what it takes to become great at a thing, then you can understand what it takes to become great at other things. Then you can become great at other things because you understand how hard it is to become great. You've already done it in one area of your life. So this is a school of thought. It's an ancient Chinese proverb. I'll say it again. It translates to, once you know the way, you will see it in all things. And like Kobe spoke like 5 or 6 languages fluently, and he played Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven on a grand piano, and it was gorgeous. It's like, this is not a coincidence that the guy speaks. He's speaking to Sasha Pavlovich in Italian or whatever, and
Luka
then he's speaking to in the same game. He turns, he's speaking to Pau Gasol in Spanish, and then he'll talk to somebody else in English and somebody else, and he can speak like 6 or 7 languages like fluently, like conversationally at least 4. You know what I mean? Like. And then he's playing the piano. He's playing Beethoven on the piano. Like, there's a reason. It's because it's like excellence, man. It's like it's excellence. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like it takes a certain kind of person to become great at a thing. And once you can become great at a thing, it sort of like unlocks greatness in your life. And you understand what it takes to be great at things, and like how hard things are, and the type of work that needs to be put in. And that like regular people just walking into something can't just become great at it. You know what it takes because you've done it. I know what it takes because I'm Kobe Bryant. So like, I know how hard. It's just, I think of, when I hear that proverb, I think of him. But anyway, let's move on. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah, it's a tough day.
Yeah, man, and it's just
sucks. I think they should retire his number. They should definitely retire
the NSTB,
24.
NTSD, oh my gosh, words are hard. NTSB, rather, sorry. That's the oversight committee, the National Travel and Transportation Safety Board. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
They're the oversight committee, the government oversight committee that sees helicopter crashes and plane crashes and stuff like that. They have their what do you call it? Their court date, their trial coming up in February. So like, they will have an official, statement and reason for the crash and everything. So it will, the investigation is going to be concluded here soon. We will know what they think, even though we pretty much understand pilots amongst themselves believe that they know what happened, which is spatial disorientation. He was telling the air traffic control person that he was going above the clouds while he was banking sharp left. So apparently in the aviation world, especially the helicopter world, they all sort of agree that they don't even need to hear the NTSB situation. They pretty much understand what happened based on the evidence. So, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to hear what they say. We'll hear, exactly why they
maybe
say.
some more closure.
Yeah,
in some way, but
yeah, let's move on.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's tough. It's a tough subject. So, yeah, dude, shout out to Kobe and his family, all his loved ones, and everything like that. And yeah, you're legendary, man. Rest in peace to an absolute icon.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, let's jump into basketball. Real quick.
Definitely.
All right. So we had a very heated debate earlier.
You want to jump back into it?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump back into it. So it started with you saying you're out on
Kristaps.
That's so tough.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
All right, so here's my reasoning. So Kristaps. We all saw what he was like in New York, in the Garden. You remember on draft night? Ingus Pingus.
That's Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Hilarious. So we all remember what Porzingis was in the Garden. He's throwing out dunks. I mean, swatting the ball, grabbing the ball out of the air. I mean, absorbing the ball. Yeah, absorbing the ball out of the air. He would hit threes. He's dunking on people. He made the Knicks fun again. Gave the Knicks some hope.
Mm-hmm.
However, we're going on how many knee injuries, how many back injuries, how many big injuries this guy is going through. Yeah, he's 18-9, but they suck. Dallas sucks, man. I mean, they have Luka. Don't get me wrong. I'm not no Luka slander here. I'm not hating on Luka, but I'm saying that they suck, man. They're the same as they were last year. They're not any better. Kristaps needs to step up, man. I need more out of him. So my discussion is, when do we start this discussion of maybe we need more than Kristaps, man? I can't rely on Kristaps in a 7-game series. I can't rely on Kristaps to stay healthy for a whole 82-game season. I don't even think he's done it one time in his career.
I don't think so.
Yeah. He hasn't played one whole season healthy in his career.
I mean, it's his 5th season, though, so let's not act like he's put together like a 13-year veteran career that we're looking at.
Okay, fine. But also, in the 5 years, dog, you've given me nothing to show that I can put any faith into your health down the road at all.
Or this is his 6th season. Yeah, I mean,
You pay him a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, man, is I think Kristaps has a lot of value, and I don't think it's crazy to think that we could get someone better fit with Luka. Luka's averaging how many rebounds a game? Do we need another 7'3" guy down there? Probably not. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think you're, like, wrong. I know what you mean. You mean, like, you want more out of your second guy.
Yes.
I got you. But I'm saying, like...
He's not even really your second... Sorry, my bad.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's not even your second guy, man. Like, he's really acting as your third guy. I mean, because no one else is stepping up as that second guy. Like, you know, Luka's how many a game? 30? What do you have the other night? 36?
27 point change.
Yeah, 13 boards.
He's basically 27, 10, and 10. He's like 27.3, 9.8, and 9.9. 9.8 boards, 9.9.
Yeah, but every night he's got like 16, 17 boards. So let's not act like he's not.
Yeah. He out-rebounds every big in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, all I'm saying, man, is I don't know. I think Kristaps has had a lot of knee injuries. I think
True.
We can't rely on him in these big moments. You know, he missed the biggest game of the season last year.
Yeah, they would have. I'll say it 1,000 times until I die. I'll die on this hill. They would have won that series if they had KP.
Yeah. Can't rely on him, man. So what are we doing paying him all this money for you not to play?
I'm not, dude, I don't hate your take. I'm just saying, like, you're talking about him taking this step back from New York, but, like, in New York, he's 22-9, and right now he's 21-8, or he's 22.7 in New York, and 6.6. This is his best season in New York. 22.7 and 6.6. 22 points a game, 6 boards. Yeah. Like, you're acting like just because he had these awesome highlights of blocking these shots and eating these guys alive on the block and dunking and ripping threes that he was somehow this better player. It's like, no, they were a worse team. They're a bad team running through him. And, of course, that anytime a good player on a bad team if a good player on a bad team goes to a good team and he's still the number one option, if he goes from the number one option on a bad team to the number one option on a good team, his points will still come down. So let alone you go from a number one option on a bad team to a number 2 option on a good team, your points are going to come down even more. So, I mean, dude, he's still almost 21, so he's 20.7 or 8 and 8 boards. It's like, I don't know, his PER is 21. Like, he's pretty much the same player. He's the same player. His field goal percentages are very similar. You know, I think he's more consistent than a lot of his other player archetypes. Or like I said, right now he's almost 21-8. He's 20.7 and 8. His PER is 21. They do kind of suck. They're like a 500 ball club, but like,
dude,
he's also coming off injuries and stuff. Like, give him a little bit of time. Like, I also don't think that he's also 25 or whatever. Like, we don't even know that he's in his prime yet. Give him a minute. And every time one of these big, lanky guys gets injured, I get so nervous that they're not going to come back good. But, I mean, dude, he's playing okay. Like, could he be playing better? Yes. But, like, he's out there putting the ball in the net. He's out there grabbing rebounds. Like, they're going to figure it out, man. They're going to figure it out. He'll figure it out. They'll all figure it out. The roster is weird. They made some weird moves. Like, give it a little bit of time, man, you know?
All I'm saying, man, is you got to watch him because he's big, bro. Like, he's put on weight. He doesn't move the same.
Run around.
Yeah, but he isn't
play.
quick. Like, he isn't quick. Like, he used to, like.
I mean, he's been playing this year mostly, but I'm just saying. Like,
he was able to, like, cover so much more ground, I feel like, in New York. And now it's like he can't do that. And he's getting out-rebounded by Luka, you know?
It's tough.
Yeah, it's so tough.
Yeah,
You're 7'3".
Yeah, he's like 6'7", 6'6".
Yeah, what?
Yeah, he's 6'7".
Dude, he's like, I don't know, man. He doesn't handle the ball as well as he used to. Like, he's not the same player. He's not the same player.
His usage rate has gone way down. His usage rate has gone down. If Dallas ran through him, he could look like the same player, and then they would suck again, just like New York sucked. So it's like, do you want to do that, or do you want to take a step back here, and we're not going to run through you because you saw what it looked like when we run through you. We suck. Let's run through Luka here. You be the second guy, and let's try to play a better. We'll have you as a second role. It's the same thing I feel about Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is not averaging 27 a game if he goes to the Lakers. Bradley Beal, if he goes to the Clippers tomorrow, is not averaging 35 a game for the rest of the season. Like these guys, when you go to a good team with good players, and you're playing winning basketball, your ridiculous numbers are going to come down. Your ridiculous usage rate is going to come down. Your ridiculous highlights are going to come down. You know what I mean? Like I'm with you. I'm with you, but I think you're being too harsh, and I think you're out too early. I think you're selling your stock way too early. You got to stay in for a little longer. You got to stay in because this is going to boom after hours, and then it's problems when they're deep in the playoffs, and you're like, oh man, this guy's 7-3. We can't really guard him. He's ripping three. He's 4 or 5 from deep, and you're like, man, he's blocking shots. You're like, this guy's a problem. And Luka is obviously like going to be like 37 and 12 and 13 in the playoffs. And you got KP. He's going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. Like, give him some time. Don't sell your stock yet. I think you're out too early, man. I think you're out too early. You're looking at me like I'm insane, but I think you're out. I'm not saying he's the best player in the league. I'm saying you're out too early on him being the right Robin to Luka's Batman. Just wait. Just give him a second.
Hear me out. So, if I were to tell you at the beginning of the year, Luka's 15-3. They're number 1 in the West. He's the best player in the league. Kristaps is 22-10. If I told you that, 8 weeks ago, you'd be like, oh,
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Luka's probably winning MVP.
Yeah.
They're probably
He's
the best record
player.
in the
Yeah, for sure.
They had the best offense of all time last year. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Luka is so talented. And this is more of a knock on Kristaps than it is Luka. I'm not knocking Luka.
Yeah,
I think Luka is
averaging a 27-point triple-double.
He's a generational talent.
Yeah, he's transcendent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's wrong to think that we can trade Kristaps and get someone that will work better with Luka.
I mean,
as a 7'3" guy who
possibly.
makes $30 million,
possibly. But don't you think Dallas loves him? He's a 7'3" European who rains threes.
Yeah.
They have an affinity for that.
Yeah, it's not.
They like those guys.
Yeah,
hello, Dirk Nowitzki wants a word with you.
Yeah.
They love those guys.
I'm not telling you it's gonna happen. I'm not telling you it's going to happen. But
what if I can bring in a third piece somehow and KP becomes my third option? What if I can bring in all right, just completely theoretical here. Obviously, this is completely theoretical.
Yes.
But let me just throw this out for fun. Some crazy, wacky stuff happens, and the Mavericks lineup ends up, they have a little mini big three of Luka, Zach LaVine, and KP. Now KP's your third scorer. Yeah, LaVine's 37 or 27 a game, and
that team's going to the Western
Kristaps
Conference
like 19
Finals,
point something.
winning
Right,
the title.
like if Kristaps is your third option, now do you buy in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not out on Kristaps as a player. You're out on him as what they're trying to do with him and what they're trying to accomplish.
I still can't rely on him as my I still can't. I probably still can't do it.
You look like you're in pain.
Yeah, man, it's tough, bro, because it's like.
He's obviously awesome. He's a unicorn. He's 7'3".
Sure.
He's the first player we've seen of his archetype.
For sure.
Who's 7'3" and rains threes and blocks shots and plays defense. You know what I mean?
I can't rely on him to stay healthy, man.
Yeah, I know.
And this has just been super annoying. Yeah. And he doesn't really shoot well. He doesn't really shoot at a high percentage. Like
he's under 50%. Well, I mean, that's okay, but you're 7'3". Most bigs. He doesn't play like a big. He's not a big.
He plays like a guard.
Yeah.
And he can't move like a guard anymore because of all these surgeries, man. Yeah. And that's my point. And
give him a minute. Let him figure it out. He'll figure it out, man.
Hear me out. So, this isn't a knock on Luka. I don't want to waste these precious years of Luka and what he's making. These are precious, precious years that we have in front of us. We have a transcendent talent in basketball that's making $6 million.
So you don't want to see what happened to LeBron waste 7 years in Cleveland and then come back and waste another 4. Well, not 4 because he won 1. So 10. So we wasted 10 years.
Yes.
LeBron wasted 10 years of his career in Cleveland. And he won 1 title. We'll call that one not a waste. I don't know if the last 4 were wastes, but the first 7 surely were.
Like it's not
pointless.
We're not talking about Dirk, man. Dirk is always healthy. Dirk was never hurt. Dirk took a team to the finals.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
2 teams.
I just think these are
Dirk took 2 teams to the finals.
Yeah,
he lost to D-Wade.
Yeah, and Shaq.
Yep.
But yeah, man. These are precious years, and these are precious years for Mark Cuban, for a lot of those guys in the Dallas front office.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I don't think you're wrong. You know what? I hate to put so much of a big consideration on such a small thing, but I don't think that they should have made those off-season moves.
Yeah, they're not that good. Like, why are they not that good? You have Luka. Like, what are we doing here? Josh Richardson hasn't really played,
I like
though,
Seth
so
Curry
he's been
way
hurt.
more, especially with Luka and KP. Seth Curry's your perfect
Yeah,
guy.
all those guys are like another year
I understand
older.
he's not as good of a defender as J. Rich, but like, okay, get defense somewhere else. Like, keep Seth Curry. That's a nice piece. Like, so is J. Rich, but I don't know. I don't like the fit as much. As
my
I
whole
liked
thing is like
before.
Those guys are like a year older now. Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell's coming off a major knee surgery. Like, this isn't good.
Yeah,
man. We're wasting a lot of time.
Yep, you're right. And those guys are already on like decent contracts. It's not like they're on rookie deals. They're out there like those guys are making 11, 12 million a year. Like, they're already paid. You know, so like they're like, all right, what's up? I'm hanging out. You know, they're not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Get Luka more help, please.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, fair enough. I'll buy that. Yeah, dude. I mean,
Agree to disagree?
sort of, but I sort of agree with you.
Like, you feel where I'm
I sort of
coming
agree
from,
with
right?
you. Yeah, yeah.
He's $30 million a year.
Yeah, I know. But he's also 20 and 8. It's not horrible. It's not. You're acting like he's, a scrub out here. He's not a scrub.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, also give him a little bit of time. I still think he's gonna play better than he is now.
I just think I think we could get someone better.
I still don't think we've seen the best of that pairing. I still don't think they've played their best together yet.
Dude, what if I gave you Kristaps and 2 firsts? You give me Beal?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably not. But we'll see. I mean, Beal might be on the move.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love to see Beal and Luka.
Beal's averaging 35 a game. He's leading the NBA in scoring, and they're the worst team in the league. They give up
It's
100
a good
and
transition into this, so let's get into this.
They give up 120 points per game. The Wizards do. They're the worst team in the league. Bradley Beal described it as, we can't guard a parked car. So that's how they feel about.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. That's hilarious.
This is how they feel about their ability to defend other NBA teams.
Oh,
Bradley Beal's like, we could be all standing around a parked car. The parked car will outscore us. Like, it will win.
Buckets.
It will win the game. Yeah. Terrible.
Hilarious.
Like, they suck.
Hilarious.
So, I mean, I don't know. He deserves better than he's getting, but he signed the contract. He wanted to take the big.
Oh, dude. I was talking to you about this on the phone the other day, man. And I remember he went on Zach Lowe's podcast, and I heard it. I heard it during the summer. He's like, hey, man, I really trust Washington. They're giving me a lot of front office power, and me and John are going to come back, and we're going to be better than – John's not here. John's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, John's gone. John Wall's gone.
Yeah.
And
he just outplayed you guys the other night,
he went on the radio. Ooh. He went on the radio.
John Wall hooping the other night.
Yeah, but he went on the radio. Like, he went publicly and was like, I support this franchise. Me and my dog are going to run this back.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And it just didn't happen. He's like, yeah, we're going to deal him.
It's tough. That happens, though, dude.
Yeah, but it's like, now I feel like Beal's finally getting a taste of it, and it's too late, man. You signed a 5-year extension.
Yeah. Massive contract, yeah.
And now you're stuck with Westbrook, the worst player that nobody wants on anybody's team.
Well, the worst superstar that's on a max deal. He's not the worst player, but he's the worst superstar, quote unquote, that's on a max contract.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want that.
Not the worst guy in the league.
Right. You don't want that deal. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that. Okay, but yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it's tough. That happens, though. And, the real question is,
don't sign the extension.
You and I say that all the time. Well, if you're going to sign the extension, you sign like a 1-and-1. You always keep the leverage. Why would you ever give up the leverage?
It's so dumb.
Right?
So dumb.
It's so dumb. It makes no sense.
Hey, let me stay in D.C. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be here for another 5 years.
Right. Like,
why?
Why would you ever want to give up leverage in any situation like that? Like, so I'm even thinking, like, here, let me switch it. Let me do an analogy on you. Imagine you're Conor McGregor, but you're not superstar famous Conor McGregor. You're just like local MMA fighter Conor McGregor. And then you finally make it to the UFC. Now you're like UFC fighter Conor McGregor, but you're 0-0. Nobody really knows who you are. Only like hardcore people know that you're like some cool prospect. Otherwise, nobody knows who you are, right?
Right.
But those guys are on contracts similar to years of a baseball player's contract or a basketball player's contract or a football player's contract. Those guys are on fight contracts. So a fighter in the UFC would sign like X amount. I'll sign a 4-fight contract. And then like I'll get 100 grand per fight or 25 grand per fight, whatever you negotiated, right? But imagine if Conor McGregor would have signed a 25-fight contract. And then he's making the same amount of money every single time, or like a set amount of money every single time. But then he became world famous. He's an icon. He's a global icon. People know who he is all over the world. So imagine if he still had to go out there and do that for 25 grand or whatever he started with. Like, why would he do that when he could sign short deals and maintain the leverage all the time? So in case I blow, I got the leverage now. It's that way in everything. It's that way in business. It's that way in your personal life. Why would you ever sign you're signing away your future? The only reason I believe that you would ever do that is if you either don't believe that you're a max player or you don't believe that you can play for another max contract. You think you got one and you think like you're declining. You don't think that you can get another one. That's the only reason I think you do that. Because why would you not?
That's a great point. I've never thought of it that way.
Why would you why would a person do that? A professional businessman. That's what these guys are. Each of these guys walking around, their social media account is their brand. Right. You know, each of these guys are a walking business. They are a walking brand. They sell merch. They sell all the stuff, right? Like they do supplements on their social media. Like they're a walking brand. Why would any business give up leverage to make more money? If there were an avenue to make more money, why would you give that up and leave that stone unturned? That seems bizarre. Right. Don't dangle a big bag of money in front of me. Keep it. Like if you believe you're a max level player, okay. Like why don't you just bet on yourself? And then you decide how many years. You decide who's in control. You decide what city, what coach, your teammates. If they don't give you that what you want, you're gone because you don't give them the leverage. Why would you ever be on a 5-year deal? That's insane. Like these baseball players, they sign outrageous
10-year deals.
It's outrageous. Don't you think? Who I was just talking about, like a fighter who would sign 1-year deals to make sure they have the leverage, would die laughing at how baseball players do it. Yeah. Like, oh, these guys don't even get what they're doing out there.
Yeah, they're like, they don't even get the point of what they're ton of money, but they're really they're ending their career.
They're securing it, right? But it's like you don't believe that you don't believe you're worth that much money. It's the real thing. Because if you did, why would you sign that much? Why would you sign this massive deal like that? Now you hate it in wherever you are because you guys suck. Because of course you guys suck because they offered you. Well, there's no salary cap, but you get my point. Like, why would you ever sign these deals? These deals are ridiculous, man. And if you do, you sign it. The highest I would ever sign is a 2+1. I'll give you 2 years and then I get a player option because I want to. And then those 2 years are a tryout for you, man. Like they are a tryout, and we better be contenders every time. And if we're not. And if I think that we could have done something to make ourselves contenders, like when LeBron, do exactly what LeBron, if you're that level, if you're really a max level guy, do what LeBron did in Cleveland, where you always sign 1-year deals, you always have the power. They don't do what you want to do, you're gone. He wanted Dan Gilbert to deal that pick. He wanted that front office to deal that pick so that he could get more help. And they absolutely refused to. He was like, all right, later. See ya. Have fun. Take your pick even though the pick turned out to be awesome. But still. Take your pick. You can have Colin Sexton and I'm gone. Have fun. You know, like that's what you should do all the time if you want to be in control of your career and the way it plays out, I feel.
Dude, Bradley Beal, man.
He's awesome, man. He's unbelievable. He's an absolute living, walking, breathing bucket.
I don't feel bad for him. He makes $150 million. He's fine.
Yeah,
but as a basketball player,
yes,
that sucks, man.
Yeah, you see him on the bench.
Yeah, he's so mad.
He was not having it.
How about here? This is the coolest part. I don't know if you saw this, but like I know you saw this, but I don't know if you really, really saw this. So you saw John Wall and Russell Westbrook talking,
right?
You see where Bradley Beal was?
No, hanging out with John Wall.
Right next to John.
Was he
Wall.
really
looking at Russell Westbrook like you're talking crazy, dog? We're down 15. Like what?
You're talking crazy out here.
Yeah.
So deep down, Bradley Beal's like, yeesh.
Bradley Beal's next to John Wall, just looking at him like, That's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
You're the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm 35 a game. Hey, shut up.
Yeah, definitely shut up. Definitely
Stop
be
talking.
better.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
help me. Help me.
Yeah.
Help me.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Please help me.
yeah,
For the
yeah.
love of God, shut up until you help me.
Yeah.
You know, that guy can't shoot the ball to save his life.
No. Bro, it's so bad. You see the Rob Perez one where you're like, this is getting bad.
Yeah, and he loses the ball, gets it back,
Yeah,
loses it, gets it
yeah.
back, and then tries to pass it to the corner. He just throws it right into the hands of the defender.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, it's just, man.
Dude,
It's tough, too, because obviously as sports fans, we all appreciate the hustle. Nobody plays harder than him night in and night out. And
Yeah, for sure.
we all appreciate that. Nobody's saying, we're bagging on Russell because we're saying it with the understanding that everyone understands. We're all on the same page that the hustle and whatnot is awesome. It's commendable, man. It's awesome. I was thinking about it the other day. I think he plays harder. I've never seen anyone play harder than him since Allen Iverson. He's the hardest player I've ever seen play since Allen Iverson. Nobody's ever tried
play with
harder.
the most emotion.
Nobody's ever
and
tried harder
all the
night in and night out.
screaming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You watch the game? Do you watch the game? You see me night in and night out. Right? So we talk about practice.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he had a point. Like, man, he was a dog when it just comes to energy and defense. He still, I think, holds the record for steals in a playoff game with 11. 11 steals in a playoff game. You and I both know what that is. That's just ferocity. And I'm just ferocious.
Yeah.
I'm just coming after you.
You're
like,
getting
he just
nothing.
He plays so hard. Like, that's Russell. Russell has that game too. He's just not as skilled, man. I'm sorry.
can't-
He's a poor decision maker. He's not as skilled. I mean, we know that. Now Bradley Beal's finding out firsthand.
Now you're mixing poor decision making and bad shooting. And it's like,
And his athleticism has gone down. And Bradley Beal's out here like, help me.
yeah, we're paying him $44 million
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's super tough.
a year
It's unreal.
for him to be 13, 8, and 6.
It's yeah. It's the worst contract in the league. We used to
Oh, by
debate.
far,
we used
by
to
far.
debate between CP3 and Russ, and now it's like, well,
CP's
CP3 is
like way
super
off the
valuable.
table. Yeah, way off the table.
Yeah,
Don't
he
care
helps.
about that.
Yeah, that's tough. He
That's what I was
doesn't-
thinking about the other day because we used to like talk about it. We were like, John Wall's up there, Russ.
All right,
is up
dude.
there.
How about LeBron's 46 in the
awesome, dude?
in Cleveland?
You know what we really want to talk about?
what?
The guy on the baseline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Yeah.
The Dan Gilbert guy.
Yeah, so his name is Jason Hillman. So he came on working with the Cavs in like I think 2006. Or maybe 2005 because it's LeBron's third year. Drafted in 03, 04, 05. So it's 2005, the 05-06 season. They bring on this guy Jason Hillman. He's a lawyer. He's an attorney. They bring him on. He like is their legal team guy, right? He like runs like their legal side of the business. You always need like lawyers, right?
Yeah.
You need teams of lawyers. He's their legal guy.
Yeah.
Over the years, he works his way into the basketball
Circle,
operations
yeah.
side of things, right? And so he and LeBron know each other. They've known each other, and that was not good. Why would you ever push
The greatest basketball player ever.
the only guy out there who can get to that level of lethal assassin killer that those other legendary players have gotten to? Kobe and Michael. Now, Kobe and Michael, granted, they lived at that level of legendary killer. LeBron's very rarely at that level of mentality and that style of playing the game. He needs to be pushed, but he can. We've seen it in Boston, Game 6. We've seen it. We've seen him get pushed to do that thing, but like he's the only guy out there who can even reach that level even momentarily of lethal killer. Even if he can only reach it, glimpses of it momentarily, he can do it certain nights throughout his career. Why would you ever try to poke that out of him? Why would you ever poke the bear? Why would you pull on Superman's cape? The only guy who can do that, really. And you're really going to test those waters? You want to try to get him to become that crazy maniac? Like, I don't understand it.
I don't think you want that.
I don't understand it
I
at
don't
all.
think. I don't.
Go
think you're
talk to
aware-
Spike Lee and
Yeah,
ask him how that works out when you try to do that. Like, it's not...
It doesn't work.
Historically, LeBron is not the guy. Like, historically, LeBron is definitely softer than Kobe and Michael. He does
Yeah,
not
for
have
sure.
that mentality that they have.
Soft
Historically,
is charming.
But also, he can get pushed. You don't want to push him. You certainly don't want to. Remember what Clay say? What Clay say? Oh, I guess he just got his feelings hurt out there.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
LeBron comes back down 3-1.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to push him. You certainly just want to let him be passive. Make fun of him after the game. Soft, weak mentality, passive. Don't do it before the game because you can push him to not be like that, and then you're in big trouble. Just let him be who he is and play his game and try to dime everyone up all game. Don't push him and get him mad.
That's so tough.
That's so
man.
stupid.
That's so tough. He comes out, gives him 46. You see the buckets he's getting, bro? The turnaround fadeaways.
Yeah,
It's
two guys falling all over him. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Just in everybody's grill.
Up until
How
that
about the
point.
block?
Oh yeah, he sends that ball to the 14th row. You thought stop.
This is baby ass
Chase
layup.
down, yeah. But okay, so up until that point, so here's the context. I don't know if you guys didn't see it, but LeBron to end the third quarter, he misses a shot, and this guy Jason Hillman is clapping like in his face aggressively.
He gets
as
up
LeBron's
out of his seat
Yeah,
and
he's
walks like up to it.
trying to get his attention, clapping
Yeah,
at him
yeah.
like, and LeBron turns around and looks at him like, well, okay, and he does this look on his face
Yeah, he's like, all right.
yeah, like if you were to say that, if you were to go, okay, we'll see, like that's the look he gave him, and then so he up until that point, up until that moment right there, if you freeze frame that moment, LeBron's got 25, 7, and 5. It's a good game, but it's fairly pedestrian. He's not playing, or 25, 7, and 4. 25.7 boards, 4 dimes. He's playing good. He's playing LeBron James basketball, but
Right.
like nothing crazy.
You would expect nothing less.
Yeah, right. He comes out in the fourth and it gets 24 more, or 21 more rather. Sorry, it's like, man, it's a nightmare. The game's over. Like you might as well have not have played. As soon as you clapped at him like that, you guys might as well have gone home.
Yeah. Just go to the locker room.
Yeah, game's over. It doesn't matter. Like the game, you're not. Now this one's over. I loved when he went over and talked to, it was like Torian Prince or something like that on the sideline for a second. LeBron did. Somebody captioned it like just as a joke. Somebody just wrote, "Hey, tell that dude over there in the suit, this one's on him." Because then you see in the thing, like right after LeBron says it to him, Torian Prince goes. So funny, dude.
Dude, did you see the Kevin Love post today?
No, what
on
was
LeBron's
it? What
story?
was it?
Yeah, LeBron's in the midst of just pouring on the Cavaliers. I mean, he's in the midst of his 21-point quarter.
It's a problem. He's a nightmare.
Yeah, we're in the middle of this. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad out here. Dude, we've called multiple timeouts. I mean, nothing's working.
Yeah.
And LeBron he's dribbling the ball down on the right side of the court. And, whoever, I don't know, Montrez or someone sets a screen. And whoever's guarding him goes under the screen. And LeBron, you know how he has that slow
all the time,
jumper?
and he pulls it from the side. Yeah.
You know he's got the slow jumper,
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
So he's in the middle of his jump shot. And Kevin Love just walks to the other side.
Oh, I did see that. I did see it. Kevin,
He was like,
this is dumb.
not- what are we doing?
Yeah, this is stupid. Like, he knows it's going in. He doesn't even have to watch it. He saw the play develop, saw LeBron get the ball, look at the rim. Kevin Love's like, stop. Okay, we're done here. Pack your stuff and go. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Just keep it moving.
Hilarious that was
funny.
caught on
That was
camera.
funny.
Like,
all right, man. Let's get into this. So we have a new segment on this show.
Dude, it's just all right. Let me explain it.
All right, cool. So what's it called?
The honorary scrub of the month.
The scrub bet of the month.
Scrub bet of the month.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
So tell me what is the scrub bet of the month? What are we doing here? This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of
All right, so describe it.
All right, so should I explain how I came to this process?
Sure, yeah, why not?
All right. So
The scrub bet of the month.
Yeah, so I'm sitting at work today.
Okay.
And I'm on the NBA store. I'm like, dude, let me get some, see what's up here. You know what I'm saying? So I go on the little sale tab. Hit the little sale tab. I'm scrolling.
For sale, on sale.
Yeah, it's clearance.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
I'm scrolling, dude.
You know that game.
And I'm seeing jerseys, man. And I'm seeing scrub jerseys. I'm seeing Sam Decker. I'm seeing Jarrett Jack. I'm seeing John Lure, Jason Maxiel.
Oh, give me a Jason Maxiel jersey.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, that's so. How this is gonna work is we're gonna have bets. We're gonna do this. I don't know how we're gonna do this. We haven't really totally.
We'll just
figured it
make a
out.
bet. We can just make a straight up bet.
Yeah, we'll
you
make
could
it
take the odds if you want points. We could do whatever.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
make a bet.
Yeah, so we're gonna make a
Once
bet
a month.
once a month, and the loser has to give money to the winner to buy a random Scrubs jersey for us to wear the rest of the show.
Okay, so if we make a bet, the scrub bet of the month, and you win, You're gonna pick out a jersey of a scrub, and I have to give you the money, and you're gonna go buy it, and I'm not gonna know, and you're gonna come on this show and surprise me with which random scrub throughout NBA history it is, and I have to wear that scrub's jersey the whole show.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I am 100% in.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So the segment is gonna be the scrub bet of the month. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm totally in.
Yeah.
And just know that I'm coming at you with everything I've got in terms of silly players.
The scrub bet of the month. So it'll be random whether we, debate about something, we come to terms where I'm just like, nah, it's just split down the middle, just nothing.
Yeah, it can be any bet as long as we, shake on it and it's a bet, any bet. That's the wager.
Yeah, and it'll be they're like $25, Doug. So it's like,
it's whatever.
Yeah,
cheap
right.
NBA store jerseys.
Yeah, bro. All right.
Sale.
Also, there's no limit to how far you could go. I mean, you could go. I'm interested to see how far you go.
So I can scour the internet.
Oh yeah. But the max can be like $30.
Okay, but I can
don't kill
scour
yourself.
the internet for a hilarious jersey
that's
for
what
you
we're
to wear.
doing.
Can it be college? Can we throw that in there? Any jersey, any basketball jersey.
I think we should keep it mostly NBA.
Okay.
Because I think college
could get a little hairy.
Yeah, it could get a little hairy.
Okay, no problem. So any NBA scrub.
Yeah.
I'm in. 1,000% in. This is going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I'm already picturing you wearing a hilarious jersey.
Dude, we're going to have so many just ridiculous jerseys at the end of this. It's going to be awesome.
This is going to be so funny.
Yeah. So, that's what we're going to do. We'll post about it. You guys will see about it. We're going to do this and but
that's so funny.
Yeah, but
I love this idea. The wheels are turning.
Yeah, dude, you're allowed to go as far as get a Yugoslavian guy who lives in a hut and you can get
okay, I get it. Okay. Okay.
Get I'm looking for TJ Ford jerseys.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, I'm looking for
you want
I'm looking
scrubby bench roll guys, scrubs.
I'm looking for Troy Murphy.
Oh my god. All right, I understand the scope of the segment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that's how we're gonna do it, and
that's the scrub bet of the month.
You're not gonna know. You can't tell me, man. You're not allowed to let me know what jersey it is. It's gonna be unboxed on the show.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Awesome. Scrub bet of the month.
Word. Okay.
All right.
Dope.
So, just want to shout out. I just want to throw it out there that shout out to Karis LeVert, man.
Oh,
you and
dude,
I are both.
So tough.
You and I are both so pro Karis LeVert. Dude, he's awesome. You and I, back when there was no talk of Harden on the Nets, when it was just KD, Kyrie, and those guys, that the rest of their roster, you and I were like,
he has a 50 ball.
You and I were like, dude, that's pretty much a big three. You better put some respect on his name. He'll go get you a bucket whenever you want. Plays good D. He's out there moving the ball. He moves well without the ball. That's a nice NBA player right there. That's a good player, man.
Bro, do you know how many people go into the NBA without scoring a 50-point game?
Most 99% of players. Yeah, I sure do. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
He's awesome, dude. He's awesome. Remember them in Orlando last year?
Yeah.
You remember him? Remember what he was doing?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
This year alone, before the trade, before this all went down, he's 18.5 points a game, 4 boards and 6 assists per. It's 19, 4, and 6, dude. Man. And he's playing with KD and Kyrie. He's out there playing with 2 Hall of Fame or 2 superstar players taking the ball out of his hands. His usage is low.
KD was out all last year. Kyrie, I'm sure, was out.
Dude, he's awesome. So just, to back up and provide a little context here, he's involved in the 4-team?
Yeah, 4-team.
Trade that sends James Harden from the Houston Rockets to the Brooklyn Nets. And, he lands in Indiana.
Which is sick.
LeVert
Brogdon
does,
and
yeah.
Sabonis. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, Miles Turner.
Yeah.
That's a cool team.
Yeah,
that's
TJ Warren.
Cool spot for LeVert.
Yeah.
Really
He's going to get a lot of time.
Yeah, and he's going to play awesome there. Yeah. That's an awesome fit. What a cool lineup.
Yeah.
Indiana's lineup is awesome once they're all there.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, and in the process through the trade, you have to go through a physical and stuff. You know what I mean? You're a professional athlete getting paid millions of dollars to do a job.
I can't give you millions of dollars if you have a broken leg.
To do a job for a new employer. Right.
Yeah.
They want you to go through a physical. He goes through a physical. They find renal cell carcinoma of his left kidney, which is cancer. So, So he had surgery Monday, a couple of days ago at this point. Successful surgery. They said he'll make a full recovery. But, this guy got traded and what probably at the time felt like a horrible thing. Because, he had a chance to play with Kyrie, KD, and Harden. Now he gets dealt. Even though Indiana's cool and their roster's cool and their whole situation is awesome, at first reaction, Karis LeVert's probably like, all right, fine. Like he's probably like, I want to play with these guys.
Yeah.
So, and so for that to end up being such a blessing in disguise that it quite literally saved his life, that they traded him. It quite literally saved his life. There might be a crazy connection between James Harden going to strip clubs in Houston and Karis LeVert's life being saved. Because this whole situation playing out the way it played out, there might be a butterfly effect situation.
Yeah.
Where if James Harden doesn't like strip clubs in Houston so much, maybe this doesn't play out this way, and maybe Karis LeVert never gets dealt, and maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm making a joke, but getting traded saved Karis LeVert's life. Quite literally. He's it's a 26-year-old kid, man. He's not a... He's a 26-year-old person. He's a young man out there.
Yeah.
That could have killed him. They didn't know. He had cancer in his kidney, and they didn't know. That could have saved his life. That's pretty phenomenal. What an amazing story.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Shout out to him, man. Hope you get better soon.
Yeah, he's gonna get a full recovery. He'll be back next year.
Yeah, they
probably
said
getting buckets
out indefinitely, but obviously he just had cancer.
His game's not gonna affect this.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he'll be straight.
Yeah. So once he makes a full recovery, he'll be playing, and he's awesome. Love Karis LeVert. So yeah, he's legit.
Sick. Jazz?
What do you think about them, man? They're the best record in the NBA, the Utah Jazz.
No, I think it's still the Lakers.
Okay, but they're right there.
Yeah, they've won 9 in a row.
9 in a row.
Yeah. Utah's won 9 in a row.
Donovan Mitchell this morning woke up with symptoms of a concussion. So he's in the concussion protocol, so he's not playing. They're playing Luka tonight. Mitchell is not playing. I don't know how long their streak can last. I don't really care about that. It's random. I care how good their team is.
Yeah.
Are they for real?
Probably
How
not.
for real are they?
Donovan Mitchell is...
They won 9 straight.
Utah's going to fall right in that category of Denver and Portland.
Yeah.
The teams that go to the Western Conference Finals and will lose
They go to the
LeBron.
playoffs every year and lose to LeBron.
They'll finally get a break and they'll go to the Western Conference Finals and you'll be like, oh, sick.
LeBron in 5.
This is great for their legacy. This is good for Jokic.
What
this
a great
is good for
story.
Dame.
What
it's
a great
awesome.
story.
For sure. Just for LeBron to go in and beat him in 5.
LeBron has a couple 40
come on,
point
man. Are you worried about Utah?
Not really.
LeBron's going to come in there. Who's going to guard LeBron? Bojan? That's baby food.
Oh, my God. You're right.
That's
it is.
baby food.
You're right.
Nobody
Joe
on
Ingles?
yeah, come on. Mitchell's little. He's awesome, but he's 6'4".
6'3".
Yeah, 6'3".
Yeah. You're right, man.
Utah's sick, man.
They're
It's an awesome story.
They're awesome to watch because they're so well
sure.
coached, man. And they're just a good basketball team. Mm-hmm. They're the epitome of what's the saying? The sum is more than the
the sum of the parts.
Whatever. Yeah, that saying. They're totally the epitome of that. We're they just play brilliant basketball as a team. Their defense is awesome. Their rotations are on point. They play good ball, man. They play awesome basketball.
Also, I will not tolerate any Donovan Mitchell slander.
Yeah, dude. I think we talked about that last week.
Okay, yeah. I'm just reiterating that.
Whack.
Yeah.
Whack.
Stop.
Save it. Take it somewhere else.
I'm good on that.
Take it somewhere else. Because around here, I'm very pro Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. Dude, Quinn Snyder's sick, dude. They
Quinn
play
Snyder's
awesome.
D. Yeah, their team is awesome. They play awesome offense, man.
And they move the ball and stuff.
Yeah.
It's sick, yeah.
They're an awesome team. They're a fun team to watch. If you were a Utah Jazz fan, if that was your squad, what an exciting,
super happy.
What an exciting time.
Yeah.
Dude, they're awesome. They're so cool. They're so good.
Yeah.
Good
Just
for them.
another
man.
great team that's
good for
gonna
them.
run into LeBron.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're probably right. Just run into the buzzsaw that is LeBron James.
In the playoffs.
You do all of this work All off season, you're in the gym.
Grunt lifting.
You're in the gym.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? The Instagram trainer who's always Chris Brickley. You're in the gym with Chris Brickley all off season. You do all this work.
Yeah, step backs.
And then all season long, you work so hard to get a good seed for the playoffs. We have to set ourselves up for success. You work so hard. All the time, day and night, 24/7 to accomplish this dream. And you're so close, and you just run into this buzzsaw that is LeBron in the playoffs over and over and over again.
Not to mention you're in the West with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. It's like, oh my God, these guys are killing themselves.
Yeah.
So I got to work even harder just to
you're
even
doing
get
everything.
up the reseed.
Yeah.
Like Jokic and Murray. Murray's like 40 a game in the ball. Like, I don't know what this dude's coming back with. Like, I have no idea. Let me just work even harder.
Yeah,
like,
because those guys have a friendly little rivalry too.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, all these teams are going to the Western Conference Finals. I want to go to the Western Conference Finals. And you're like, oh my God, we finally did it. We're here. The Western Conference Finals. This is awesome. And we hit the floor and LeBron's just 35, 10, and 10. And you're like, no way,
You got
man.
a couple 42-point games.
I worked so hard to get here, man.
5-game series. That's it. What, really?
That happened so quick.
We took one game. Yeah, it doesn't even feel like.
We were in game 2, I know, but he hit the
I feel
game
like
winner.
yesterday.
So,
When did it happen? It all happened so fast.
Yeah. Hilarious.
So funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough. They're awesome, though, dude. Shout out to the Jazz. The Jazz are legit.
Yeah, keep playing hard, man. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know, dude. Couple breaks, you never know.
Maybe LeBron gets hurt. Doubtful, but
We'll see. Keep playing, though. You guys are fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
Mitchell's just an absolute, sensation.
Yeah.
How about Houston, dude? Since the Harden deal, so since Houston traded Harden to the Nets, they're third in defensive efficiency. They've won 3 in a row, and they don't have Christian Wood, who might be their best player. I'm not sure. He had a couple 38 and 17 games earlier this year. We were like, whoa, is he an all-star? Is he most improved? He's that level. So I don't know. I have no idea how good the Rockets are. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're better than they should probably be. They're probably a playoff team, right?
yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
they're fun to
awesome.
watch.
Yeah.
John Wall with all the fun moves. Boogie is Boogie, hitting step back
Dude,
threes.
you got to play Boogie and Christian Wood together.
It's awesome at the 4 and the 5.
They have to do that.
We
They
talked
have
about
to
this
do that.
before.
Yeah,
We talked about their 5.
Yeah.
It should be John Wall,
Eric Gordon.
Oladipo. They played their first game.
Oladipo.
They played their first game together the other night against the Wizards.
Yeah.
And it looked kind of
They just picked
weird.
up Kevin Porter, too.
Yes, you're right. It looked kind of weird, them playing together. They didn't figure it out first until the end when John Wall hits the 3 and Oladipo hits the mid-range little fall away off the little shimmy on the block. And then you're like, oh, this looks cool. And then they end up winning the game by a substantial margin. But, it didn't look good at first. They don't know how to play with each other. You know what I mean?
Never played together.
But, imagine, all right, so imagine in your head if they, imagine these 5 guys and just imagine them playing well together. Imagine fast forward, they already have chemistry and it meshes. How cool would it be if they were John Wall, Oladipo, Eric Gordon, Christian Wood, Boogie? That's your 5. That's an awesome team. Like I said, they are third in defensive efficiency since the Harden trade. They've won 3 straight games, and they're missing who might be their best player. At the very least, he's one of their best players. How good is Houston? Do you think they're definitely a playoff team, right?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, I don't know, man. The West is so tough. It's just the conversation we go to. If they're in the East, they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah.
They're probably a 6. But I don't know, man. Now we're worried about Phoenix. When does Memphis get Jaren Jackson back? When is Luka going to figure it out? Lakers, Clippers, Golden State. It's
Denver,
Utah. We didn't even talk about. So all these teams we're going through, man, that's already 8 teams, 9 teams?
Yeah.
That's
all these guys that think that they're a playoff team. It's not all you guys can make it. Yeah, you're right.
That's
a lot of good teams, man.
Yeah.
The
It's
West
a problem.
Is,
So, and I don't know, man. If Christian Wood could keep playing the way he's playing, John Wall, if John Wall can stay healthy, they'll be a fun team. But it's gonna be. I don't know, man. If John Wall stays healthy and we're talking about a play-in tournament, who knows, man?
The play-in is 7 through 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild, man. That's a great move by Silver.
7 through 10 seed will do a play-in tournament to decide who makes the playoffs.
Right.
Dude, you might get some weird teams like the Knicks. That might benefit weird teams that we always make fun of that are but that are kind of fun. And you're like, oh, in the East, you're looking at them I'm not sure. A 10 seed, they get at least a chance to play the games. Like, I have no idea. I'm not sure. It's going to be fun to watch, It's going to be super fun to watch.
What if New York gets an awesome draw? Like, they get, like, Orlando, and they get, like, a bunch of games with, like, I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying. Or, like, Washington, and get a bunch of games like that. But what I'm saying is, 7-game series with Tibbs is tough. I mean, I don't think you guys want to go through that. The defensive lockdown of Tibbs
New York?
and barking on the sidelines in the Garden. I mean, who knows if
I'm more pro Houston than New York. I'm just saying
that
whole 7 through 10 thing being eligible for the playoffs is awesome. Yeah. But I mean, like Houston, obviously it's weird because it kind of just got thrown together on the fly because Harden doesn't want to be there, right? So you got to just do what you can. You got to just, makeshift. Figure it out on the fly and figure out what you can get. But, like, I think you got a kind of a cool shakeout here. I'm not sure if Boogie is your guy for the future. I don't know if you hang your hat on Boogie forever for the rest of his career. But he's a cool guy. Same thing with John Wall. But you know what I do think? I think Oladipo and Christian Wood's 25 and Oladipo's 28. Like, I don't know. Can you be good in 4 years? Can you build around? Is that a core worthy? Is that young? They're not young, but is that core worthy? Can I get a handful of other guys and make some moves here? And
Christian
make that
Wood
cool?
is, like you said, Christian Wood's 25.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It really just depends on how good Christian Wood is. We're locked up with John Wall for what, 2 more years? And I mean, Boogie's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, you'll
Boogie's,
figure it out. Yeah, keep him, deal him, whatever. Whatever it is, it is. But
Christian Wood. I like Kevin Porter.
I'm just saying I like Oladipo and Christian Wood is a cool little thing, and they're similar in age. Like that, you have something there. Get a bunch of guys around that age, and that becomes your timeline, right?
I don't like Oladipo like you do.
It's tough with the injuries. And stuff.
I don't like Oladipo like you do. So maybe not. But I like Christian Wood a lot, and
Christian Wood's awesome,
and I love the resurgence by Boogie, and it's good to see John Wall back on the court.
Boogie's the man.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, Houston's cool though, and they have
Facts.
a shot.
And it's not Mike D'Antoni anymore. Houston's cool. I mean, it's a cool city. Like they have cool colors. They have a cool logo. Like I mean, they're cool.
They could probably get a guy.
They don't have D'Antoni. Like
they can probably get a guy in free agency somehow or something because they don't pay sales tax. So like, I'm sorry, they don't pay income tax. So you get 100% of your check. They don't take money out of your check.
Yeah, Houston's always like
at least at the state level. So like people want to be in Texas and Florida. Like those are markets of people, pro athletes, and make all this money. They want to be there, man. 30% of your paycheck and my check is a lot different than 30% of a pro athlete's paycheck. It's a lot of money they pay in taxes. They're like, let me be in Florida. Let me be in these states that there's no where I can just make this money. It's a lot of money they're paying. Like it is a cool city, man. It's a cool location. I hear they have really good food. Seems like it's a cool spot.
Houston's awesome.
Yeah. That's
everything's
cool,
like right around each other.
They have a cool spot. Yeah, they have a cool thing going, man. I think it all hinged on Christian Wood. That kind of just happened. They kind of just fell in their laps. They got Christian Wood, and they're like, oh, sweet.
Deal? Is he on a nice deal?
I mean, he got paid, but it's not bad. It's not mad.
It's not like $37 million. I mean, as long as Christian Wood continues to hoop and continues to get buckets and
3 years, 41. So it's an average that plays out to an average of 13.6.
Awesome.
Great deal.
That's a lovely deal.
Yeah. Love when the guy breaks out just after he signs that deal, right? That deal that's supposed to be your first max one. So like Zach LaVine signs $19 million, then becomes like 27 a game. You're like, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Because if he would have became 27 a game and then his contract comes out, now you gotta pay him more. Yeah. I like that. Christian Wood goes for $13 million a year, and then
Zach. It's
breaks
a weird
out.
question for you. This is just off the dome.
What?
Is Zach LaVine expire this year? Because
I don't think so. The Bulls just put out a statement today saying they are not trading him.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. That's exactly what they should do.
Yeah, they like LaVine.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
So he signed a 4-year, $78 million deal.
When was that?
So in 2021, he'll earn a base salary of, here, let me see.
Yeah, because LaVine is 27 a game, man. Like, us being in Chicago.
He's 27 plus. So we have him.
We got 1 more year.
Yeah, right. And then he's unrestricted.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah, you're right. You might have to move him to get something back because you're like, he going to leave.
Yeah, we got to do something. The Bulls got to make a move here quick. LaVine's got 1 year.
They just said they're not moving him. So I don't know.
LaVine, no way he signs an extension.
Probably not. Like, we were just trash talking, bad mouthing extensions for good teams, let alone bad teams. Like,
No
I'm not doing that. I want to keep the lever.
Bradley Beal did it on a bad team while being bad for like 2 years.
Unreal.
Ugh,
Unreal.
awful. Free Bradley Beal.
Yep. Free Brad Beal and rest in peace, Kobe Bean. Peace.